Okay everyone, in this short video I want to quickly show some techniques that you might use to find some references for a university assignment. So it's quite generic and I'm trying to just give you an idea of some of the tips, tools that I would use to go find papers that I need to cite in a university essay. Now, I've already taken a look at a topic that I know nothing about. Okay, I'm not the world's best marketer. Don't know if you worked that out or not. Here we go, taking a look at this MKTG 7510 course at UQ. We've got a couple of places we can go to. Now we might have an assignment and it's on a generic marketing topic. Now, one of the things that lecturers normally do is they say, well, guess what? You've got to do your own independent research. You can't use our textbook or any of the set readings for the course. Now, there are some ways you can make this work. Let's take a look particularly at Zsigmond and Babin here, a textbook I know nothing about. Okay, so I'm going to highlight its referencing, okay, its reference, its citation. Highlight it, copy it. Now, God's gift to academics, Google Scholar. Go to scholar.google.com, up comes Google Scholar. If I paste in that citation and search on that, I'm going to get the Google Scholar entry for that book. Now it's a fairly recent book. I can go to books.google.com and there's the textbook right there, Exploring Market Research. Okay, and if I don't know how far I can go with that, looks like a fair way. Some pages are omitted from this book preview. Okay, so if I've bought the book, I'm happy that it's not available for free. Okay, cited by 8. What does that mean? If I click on this cited by 8, these are all the papers that have already been written since that book was published that cite it. This is a great place to start my search for stuff that I'm interested in. So these 8 papers cite the textbook. And I can do things if I search within the citing articles, and let's say I'm interested in consumer behaviour. Let's add the word behaviour, spelled the American way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 papers. So these might all be quite useful, and I can go in and I can save these and I can access them later on if I want. If I like, let's take a look at this, Shooting for the Skies, leveraging public relations to improve the image of commercial airlines. Let's take a look at that PDF at rowan.edu. There's a paper. Now that could be quite useful. I don't know. I'd have to go through and take a look at it. It's a thesis. It's going to be research. But there you go. That's not bad. Let's go back a step. Okay, let's close down the Google Books. Let's go back to my previous course profile. Down the bottom here, we've got some papers that the lecturer has set. Now, I want to cite these papers. I want to do a survey and I want to show that I've done my own research. And the lecturer has told me that I've got to have 10 papers that I cite in my assignment. But I can't use any of these ones. Here's a hint. Again, pick up the reference, the citation, copy it, go across to Google Scholar. And when that comes up, paste it, press enter. There's our paper. That's the one that's set in our readings. Dillman, Smith and Christian. Okay, so it's a book. Dillon, Smith, Christian, 2014. There we are there. And apparently it is cited by 800 people. Same technique, I can go through, let's say I'm interested in consumer behaviour. Spelt the American way. 2.65 million results. This may not be the world's best topic. Let's put that into quotes. I can thin that down. That got rid of 2 million. Let's do it in the last 4 years. I got 23,000. Now, we won't have citations. We just want actual things we can get a hold of. They got rid of a few. And patents, there's got rid of half of it. Okay. Looking good. Now, it is in order of relevance according to Google Scholar, so I can do things with that. There's a book. I'm not really interested in a book. 1990 Academy. I don't really want that. It was published in 2015. That's how come it's picked up there. Social media brand and consumer behaviour, quantifying the relative impact of user and marketer-generated content. Go, Heng and Lin. Okay, now this is actually from my discipline, Information Systems Research. I have a feeling I could probably get something out of that. Now what I want to do is, is it going to give me anything? No, go back. And if I go on and take a look at this Gohan and Lin paper, okay, I can click through to the entry and I can be a happy person about that. That's the entry there, but I did notice that I could get pdfinforms.org. So if I go to there, that's clicked straight through. Someone in the world has put this paper up onto the web. I don't know, that's such a terrific idea, but they've done it. And there's our paper. That's our research paper. Now I know it's researchy because I happen to know this paper, this journal, Information Systems Research. It's one of the A stars in our discipline. It meets all the criteria to be a good bit of research. I would want to go through and I'd find, most likely with a paper like this, I'd go towards the end where they talk about the implications of their results, discussion and contribution. So we empirically show, so this is one of their first things, leads to a significant increase in consumer purchases. So 1, 2, so I could cite this as a support for any point around that. Good place to start anyway. So that's all good. Let's do a generic search. Let's say I want to change topics completely and it's around Microsoft Excel errors, Enron spreadsheets and related emails. I'm going to make it anytime, 282,000 problems. We're going to talk about modelling errors. Okay, and I want to make it, in case there's the word Excel being used, we excel at modelling errors. I'll put Microsoft Excel in as a phrase, I get 35,000 results. Okay, so modelling error, Microsoft Excel. Let's talk about data quality. And I've got 4,980. Okay, so now I've got, let's go for some relatively recent ones since 2012. I've got 2,280 results. Error results in clinical data repository, so I might have, that might be a real problem using Excel. Initially housed as a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Interesting. I'm at UQ at the moment, so I can get it at the UQ library. There comes 360 link. I can sign in. And what am I going to get? Anything? Here we are. Here's my paper, and I can download it because I'm at UQ and I've logged into the library. So the library, I can access it because of all the proxies up here. Here is my paper. Error rates in a clinical data repository, lessons from the transition to electronic data transfer, a descriptive study. I don't know any of those people. This is BMJ, Accessible Medical Research, which is why I won't know it. BMJ sounds like it could be an academic journal. I'd want to go hunting it up to find out whether this is a good journal or not. But that's not the purpose of this discussion. And of course I can download the PDF and save it to my local computer, which is what that's just done. Okay, so that's one reference there. Let's say I looked at that and thought, wow, that's really cool. That's done what I wanted it to do. Let's go back to my Google Scholar results, which was back here. Okay, and that's it there, cited by 9. Click on the cited by 9, and these are all the people that are citing it. So very medical. So I could again download some of those, get it at the UQ Library as I just did. Here's a PDF. I'll open that in a new tab. There's the paper, the Cowherd Appraisal Performance Software. Chaps. Okay. Yes. The 2014 North Dakota Beef Report. Probably figures. There we go. So what we've got is a couple of strategies that we can use. We have a couple of strategies we can use to find papers that we might use in an essay. I might take a reading, as I did going up here, onto the course profile. These could equally be in my textbook. They could be in a paper that my course is set. If I go to, for instance, these are all books, are they not? These are all books. So if I go back to this paper here around Zygmunt and Babin, go back to here, call them up, and I know that it's available on google.com. Let's see if I can find a citation in here that they make. Pedagogy, resources for students, da-da-da-da. I'm looking for some citations at the end of the chapter. And what I'm going to do is not find any citations in this darn textbook. So what I'll do, I'll just go back to one of those earlier papers that I had. Cited by 8, here we are. Let's say that I call up this Shooting for the Skies paper. Now, here, this is the one we looked at before. This is the thesis. Go down to here. Here are a couple of references down here. And I can pick those up and I can do the same with them. Let's take a look here at this Journal of Communication Management paper. I can highlight it, copy it, go to Google Scholar, and find that paper. I'll get it at UQ Library. .360 is kicking in, and there's our paper. And some snazzy looking dudes they are too. So that is another way, okay? So I can go from the textbook set by the course coordinator or lecturer, take that citation, put it into Google Scholar, take a look at it, see who cited it. I can take a look at that document and, as I've just done there, look at who it cites, pick up those citations and put those into my Google Scholar and find papers that cite it or find that paper. Or I can do things as well, such as thinning out my results. If I go back to Google Scholar just full stop, let's say I was looking for consumer behaviour, tourists, Excel, Microsoft Excel. I don't know if it's going to produce anything. Let's see if it does. 3,110 results, and I can thin that out by, here's 2012, there's 1,550. Okay, so consumer behaviour, tourism, Microsoft Excel, who knew that there'd be 1,550 results. I am interested in, say, this, let's pick one that's got a few citations, this one here, perceived benefits and challenges to wine tourism involvement. Let's take a look at the 6 that cited that, okay? So these 6 cited it. I'm going to search within the citing articles, type in the word Excel, and let's see if I get anybody. Nobody. Wine. 6 results. So I've ended up with a filtered version of, and if I turn on 2012, okay, I've ended up with a filtered version of my list. And I can pick up the PDFs, get the citations, way and put that into my document. So a couple of strategies to use to find references for my essay.